Hey guys, it's Rita. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's makeup look, we're gonna be doing a more sultry, sexy look, perfect for Valentine's. You probably know Valentine's is just around the corner, so I wanted to come up with a more sexy side of makeup. I really loved how this eyes came out with, how the full makeup just came up together. So if you want to see how I got this look, then please keep on watching. We're just gonna step right into makeup, and for my primer I'm gonna be using the Rare Beauty. This is more like an illuminating primer, not really shimmering, just kind of like gives a little bit of a glow to the skin. So that's what we're gonna be using today. I'm gonna be using a very matte foundation, so this would just be perfect. Foundation, I'm gonna be using the Airbrush by Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm just going to put a couple of pumps in the back of my hand, and I am going to add a little bit of extra glow. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I'm just gonna mix these two together in the back of my hand, just like a little bit. You probably see right there. I've got the Hollywood on the top and then the foundation, and I'm just gonna mix this together, and I'm going to apply them all over my face, and I'm gonna blend it with the beauty blender because this foundation is a little bit thicker. Concealer, we're gonna be using the Born This Way by Too Faced, and I'm not gonna apply a lot of it because the foundation actually did a pretty good job at masking my vitiligo and giving my face almost an even tone, but I always do struggle a little bit on this side. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit extra and then a little on the areas around my mouth and my nose. And for the concealer, I will be using a brush just to blend everything in. I'm just going to be powdering around my eyes, and where I use the concealer, I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath. I've got mine in the shade medium, and I just want to basically powder the areas where I put the concealer and where I'm going to be using the eyeshadows. To finish up my under eye, I'm going to be using from the Too Faced Turn Up the Lights palette. I'll use the middle shade, which is called Soft Focus, and I'll just use this underneath my eyes and also on my eyelids to kind of like keep setting the concealer and foundation. I don't contour my face a lot anymore, but when I do, I've been gravitating towards this product, and this one is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Hollywood Contour Wand, and I've got mine in the shade medium dark. So I love that it actually has a stopper, so it kind of like stops from dripping constantly. It can be a little bit messy, this product, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just going to, it has like a little sponge tip. I'll just apply a little bit. With this product, you literally need the smallest amount. Like, I'm not even joking. It's such an intense color, but it's so easy to blend. I'm gonna be using a small kabuki brush for this. A small stipple brush. I like to add a little bit of contour on my jawline just so it can be a little bit more defined, but then I just like to go with my beauty blender to make sure that everything is, because I really can't see that much underneath my jawline, so just to make sure that everything is well blended. To set this contour, I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer, and with now a big stipple brush, my favorite is this e.l.f. one that it's getting pretty rough at this point. I'm just going to set the contour with this powder, which is also a very good color match for a more grayish undertone, so it works very good to also contour with. Whenever I just want a very light contour, I'll just grab this this product by itself for like an everyday very light contour, and I really like how it just defines your face a little bit more. We are now looking very chiseled and defined, which I absolutely love for special occasions. Like for my everyday, I do feel, for my personal taste, that contouring now every day, it's a little much. I prefer to just go with like a bronzer, and I do like a more defined bronzer, but like with a cream product, I feel like it's very noticeable whenever you do a contour. But anyway, we're gonna move on to highlight, and I'm gonna be using the same palette. I have my brushes over here. We're gonna be using the same Too Faced palette that we used for the under eye. And I am going to mix both of the highlights. So this one that's called Dazzle and then Glow. I'll just mix them together. I want a more subtle blush because I do want the main focus to be on my eyes and the definition of the face. So I'm gonna go for Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury, which is kind of like a more neutral, very universal color. I feel like you can pull out this blush and then wear anything on your face, either eyeshadows, lipstick. I feel like this color really does go with everything. And just whatever is remaining on my brush, I just like to go in the middle of my nose. Now that face is all done, we're gonna move on to the eyes, and I'm gonna be using the Pat McGrath, the Divine Rose. So that's the original Divine Rose. I'm going to start, I'm still gonna have a more, not really pink colors for this look because I'm gonna go for the more darker brownish shades, but I will be using the more mauvey shade here as a first transition shade. I'm gonna be using a Makeup by Mario blending brush, and I'm just going to start buffing this into the crease. I brought you in just a little bit closer so we can do the eye makeup. So now we're gonna move on to the next shade right next to it, which is going to be this more bronzy shade. With the same brush, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna blend this into the crease, but I'm gonna keep it a little bit closer to the crease. I don't wanna blow it out as much. That same shade, I'm gonna switch to a flat shader brush and I'm just going to apply this all over my lid. Still with that same bronzy shade, I'm just going to switch to a small precise brush and I'm just going to run this on my lower lashes. With my finger, I'm just gonna go into this beautiful kind of like duochrome shade. It's kind of like orangey pink, but it's very pretty. And I'm just going to dab this in the center of my eyes. For eyeliner, I'm gonna be using the Wayne Goss liner. This is the Essential Eye Kohl, and this one is in the shade Rich Hazel. And I'm also gonna use the same pencil on my waterline. I feel like this look needs a little bit more intensity on the lower lashes, so I'm just gonna use this one, the darker brown, and I'm gonna try to keep this on the only right here on the external corner of the eye. So just a little bit darker right there. Okay, I feel like that looks so much better. Before we move into mascara, I'm just going to use the very first shade with a small teeny tiny brush, and I am going to use this on my inner corners. For mascara, I'm going to be using a combo of the Chanel Volume and the Bambi Eye by L'Oreal. This has been my favorite go-to mascara. If you haven't tried it, definitely try it out. I did pick up not so long ago the newest one from L'Oreal. I think it's going to be High Volume or Air Volume, something like that. And I cannot wait to try it. But for now, we'll just stick to what I know and love. I did go on and finish up the eyes and I did my eyebrows off camera. So now the last thing is going to be the lips. So I'm going to be using Pillow Talk, both the lip liner and the lipstick. I just, again, want to have the main focus to be the eyes. So neutral on the lips. It's kind of like more pinky neutral, but I still feel like it's very much neutral and goes with any other eyeshadow look you might want to do. So let's go ahead and start lining the lips. And now the lipstick. I'm going to add a teeny tiny bit of lip gloss on the center of my lips. I'm going to be using one of these mini ones from Fenty. This one is in the shade Baby Brute. And just going to dab this in the center of my lips just to create a little bit of dimension. Whenever you apply lip gloss just in the center of the lips, it kind of like gives that dimension and makes the lips look a little bit more juicy without them looking like over the top wet, like with a full-on lip gloss. So I really do like that little trick, and it makes a full difference with your lips. I definitely can see it, and I absolutely love how it looks whenever you just have a tiny bit of gloss on with the makeup. And honestly, this makeup look just makes me feel so sexy. I love how the most attention of the makeup is going to be on the eyes, and I know I don't do a lot of very intricate eye looks, and I don't do a lot of very smoky eyes, but this is just a more sultry and sexy eye look that I would definitely go for Valentine's Day. I feel like Michael, my husband, would also love this makeup. He likes it so much more whenever I do more smoky eye looks, but of course they're not going to be for my everyday. So for special occasions, I absolutely love it. I will be filming another one with a more subtle, more pinkish, traditional Valentine's, but for this one, I just wanted the more sexy look. And I definitely feel like we achieved that with this makeup. Let me know in the comments down below if you're gonna be doing something similar, if you do have the palette, and maybe you're going to be playing along and doing the same makeup look. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!